Hello, everybody. Captain Marty Brill here on Monday, May the 11th. Monday, May the 11th already. Gosh, we are tearing into May. Fishing was hot and cold over the weekend, a little bit scrappy for some of the offshore fleet, a little bit good for some of the rest of the offshore fleet. I'll tell you all about that and more when I come back in just a second.
Hi, I'm LB Daniels, and when you want great local seafood, you go to Fresh Catch Seafood in Wanchese. How do I know it's great? My daddy is one of the fishermen that brings it to the docks. At Fresh Catch Seafood, you will get local seafood right from their fish house. They are a family-owned business that knows the name of every fisherman that comes to their docks. Visit their social media pages to see the latest catches. My daddy would love to put his tuna on your dinner plate, so get it now from Fresh Catch Seafood in Wanchese.
When lines are tight and the bite is on, you need fuel that keeps up with the action. Introducing Sport Fisher, the drink built for anglers and adventurers who never quit chasing the next big catch. With bold flavor and serious kick, Sport Fisher keeps you energized from the first cast to the last run offshore. Whether you're chasing tuna, marlin, largemouth bass, or just for a great day on the water, crack open a can and fuel the catch. Grab yours today and learn more at sportfisherenergy.com. Sport Fisher, because legends don't run out of energy.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for finding us and coming back to visit us. We do know that a lot of our friends that are following the podcast and these fishing reports, as well as the stories on our site, had come back numerous times. That's great. Then they can share it with their friends and other people. And if you haven't been to the story section, just keep on scrolling down and look, we have a whole pile of really good, really funny, some scary, all kinds of stories about fishing on the Outer Banks, mostly offshore fishing, but you will enjoy the stories if you enjoy these fishing reports. So we do both. And in the fishing report, we normally start with Hatteras. And Hatteras I got a call yesterday evening from Laura Young. Laura Young is the tournament director for the Hatteras Village Offshore Open Marlin Tournament, which starts on Wednesday of next week. And let me back up on that. It starts on Wednesday of this week. And Laura is really a great tournament director, but her significant other runs the Native Sun. Barry does. And Barry had caught 2 blue marlin yesterday, and he was one of at least 3 boats down there that caught 2 blue marlin. Several other blue marlin were caught. There was a couple of sailfish caught. They had they continue to have some good blackfin tuna fishing. A little bit hit and miss yesterday. A scattered mahi or dolphin in the catch. So that was what happened offshore. I call it a good day of fishing. That marlin bite right ahead of a marlin tournament is reason to get excited. By the way, that tournament is open to the public. It's centered out of Hatteras Harbor Marina, but there'll be folks at Teach's Lair and Odin's and down at the Hatteras Marlin Club. It's a Hatteras Village Civic Center event. Really neat, unique way of doing a marlin tournament. So again, fishing days are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of this week. So come on by and say hello if you get a chance. The inshore fleet in Hatteras had great sheephead fishing. They had some Spanish mackerel, they had some bluefish, and they had on Saturday there was a good drum bite down there around the inlet. So a lot of variety. We're seeing more and more of that as we get into the year. And we hope everybody had a happy Mother's Day. But while we're talking about sheephead, Kara Eakes, owner of Red Drum Tackle, went out with her son, Bobby Eakes, from Mother Day in Caricott. They didn't give me the weight, but it was at least an 8-pound sheephead. Big old sheephead they caught, and sheephead fishing really, really good. And yes, I'm saying sheephead because that's the way I was raised. Pronounce it now. Everybody calls them sheep's head, which is how it's written in the fish book, but that's only because they didn't let me write the fish book. Anyway, so great inshore fishing. Hatteras Fleet had it going on over the weekend. Oregon Inlet, I talked to one of my many great sources of information, but Barry Daniels, he runs the end game out of the Oregon Inlet Fishing Center, and they had to scrap yesterday, but there is no better fleet when it comes to scrapping as the Oregon Inlet and Hatteras fleets. And so, even though the yellowfin were being marked on their fathometers, color scopes, whatever you want to call them nowadays, they couldn't get them to come to the surface and bite very much. A few boats hit a few of the yellowfin tuna. So a few boats hit a few blackfin tuna. But eventually, they just went to scrapping and they went tile fishing on the bottom. If you'd have done that when I was the captain in the Oregon Inlet fleet, they'd have run me out of town because I tried it, having grown up and being raised on headboats bottom fishing. But it was frowned on back in the day. Now it's welcome, and they catch things like tilefish and sea bass, occasionally a grouper or a snapper in places, but it's always a plan B type of fishing. If the tuna don't bite, it's one of the ways they will scrap out a day's catch. But there was also 4 or 5 sailfish caught, a couple of blue marlin. So again, we got a little bit of a bite going on with these billfish just in time for the tournament. Inshore, we've been seeing a few cobia. Most of them are on the small side, but not all of them. There's a scattered king mackerel being caught while the guys are cobia fishing, guys and girls. And Barry reported that they had secondhand information, but it was really killer Spanish mackerel fishing outside of the bar at Oregon Inlet. That's a fun, easy thing to do, great eating fish. So a lot of inshore stuff in our report today. As we jump over to the pier and surf, there's not a whole lot new to report. There have been some big drum. I saw on one of the red drum reports, congratulations to Nick Meadows. He caught a 48-inch red drum at ramp 25. That's the biggest one I saw over the weekend. There are still big drum being caught. In fact, drum are all through our fishing report today. We still are catching them around the inlet for the boat fishermen. Some of that's inside the inlet, some of it's in the inlet, and some of it's outside the inlet. But the drum bite on as far as where you can have your feet on the ground, the surf fishing, is a lot of puppy drum. There's a few black drum, and then there are some big drum down around Cape Point. Some of the other ramp 55 has been good. I would call it pretty good on that. Everything else in the surf report is a little bit scrappy. The biggest change is that the drum fishing is improving now, finally, from Oregon Inlet to the Virginia state line. And our water temperatures are creeping up. I didn't see a whole lot of anything great on the piers, but they are reporting, Rodanthe Pier reported 65 degrees. And if that's 5 degrees warmer than it was a week ago. So we're going to see all this stuff just pick up pace now. Now's the time to go fishing. You need to get geared up and go. We'll take a little break right here, and I'll be back to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in the backcountry.
Frisco Woods Campground, a family-owned gem for over 50 years, offers a perfect getaway on Hatteras Island. Whether you prefer tent camping, electric water sites, RV spots, or primitive camping cabins, there's something for everyone. Guests enjoy free hot showers, a refreshing pool, and breathtaking sunsets over the Pamlico Sound. Nestled in nature yet close to local attractions, Frisco Woods Campground provides a peaceful retreat with modern comforts, making it an ideal destination for outdoor enthusiasts and families alike. Book online at the Frisco Woods Campground.com. Frisco Woods Campground, 50 years of memory making on Hatteras Island.
So the backcountry report over the weekend, a little bit minimal because it's number one, it's a very covert fishery, and it blew for a pretty good amount of the weekend back in the Sound. In fact, it was pretty windy at my house, and I live in Hyde County, but there are big drum being caught in the Sound, mostly on the western side. And you could also say on the eastern side if you count back of the inlets. When I say back of the inlets, the drum bite seems to be more back of Hatteras and Ocracoke Inlet, although there have been a few caught back of Oregon Inlet as well, but not like a little bit further south. This is all part of the fish moving up the coast, moving north as things start warming up a little bit. And that's really all I had for you over the weekend in the backcountry report. So I'll jump back and end by telling you, again, the Hatteras Village Offshore Open will be going on. That's a marlin tournament, but there are prizes for tuna and mahi and wahoo, and it's they release 95% of the billfish that are caught, but you can walk the docks and watch the boats come in. You can watch the weigh-ins, which will be sitting right at Hatteras Harbor. There'll be a weigh station. Randy Gregory and George Lott will be there to weigh the fish, and I'll be there to give you updates. You can just Google HVOOO. No, wait a minute. Let's do that again. Just Google HVOO, Hatteras Village Offshore Open, and you can see right on there their website. I'll be updating it, and last year I got every fish that was released or boated updated within about 30 seconds, and that of the time it was caught. So you can stay right with us in real time and see how the tournament is going. Then come down around, if you're going to walk the docks, come down around 4 o'clock is a good time to show up and walk the docks to watch these boats come in. Get right there, maybe Odenstock at the breakwater. You can see them turn left and turn right and go both directions. You can go down to Teach's Lair Marina, which is down at the very end, coming off the beach surf fishing, 4 o'clock, swing into Teach's Lair. You can go out and watch all this stuff, walk around, meet the crews. A lot of fun, open to the public. Looking forward to being down there with Laura Young and the whole crew. Maybe I'll see you there. Meanwhile, have a great day and let the good Lord bless you richly.